Welcome back to Camp Little. Today, Joe will be working on a couple of projects for the property that will be tiny and useful. A small shed and a sugarcane farm. Joe gets today started with a few chores. Then he will get to work on the small shed.
Here you go, cows. Cleaning these hoppers and chests while the eggs fill up is important. I need to get any chicken or feathers that found their way into the system as the baby chicks grew up. When the chickens grow up, some of them die from cramming and the system collects anything that falls on the floor.
By removing all the raw chicken and feathers, Joe is able to keep the chicken machine ready to refill after harvesting the birds.
I'm glad you guys are here with me today. These are going to be some simple builds and I know you're going to like them. Starting with this shed, I wanted to have a place to store seeds and other farm-related things. I'm going to keep the uniform look Camp Little has by using oak logs for the structure.
Joe needed a few more logs, so he quickly chopped down a nearby tree. He has tons of wood and other materials back at the main base, but that's 5,000 blocks away. He started the roof with oak logs to match the other structures in Camp Little. Keeping a uniform look throughout the property was important to Joe.
I love it when things are symmetrical and have a uniform look. There is a time for random texturing and making unmatching builds, but here at Camp Little, we aren't going to be doing much of that.
He realized that spruce stairs should go in the field of the roof and quickly made the change. He was trying to match the roof of the cow barn as best as he could.
Wow, this is such a tiny roof. This shed is perfect for Camp Little. It's not going to do much, but it will be a great space to store the items I need on the farm.
Joe continued building the shed. He had an idea of what he was going for, so this tiny build was moving right along.
I just need to grab a bit more cobblestone so I can finish the floor of the shed. I should have some in storage, but I'll probably need to get some more before Camp Little is finished.
He capped the roof with slabs to finish it off. With the roof complete, he set his sights on the interior of the shed. Being so tiny, he was just going to place barrels for storage, and he wanted to put a crafting table inside.
I'm probably not going to store a lot of things inside this shed. I just want a place for seeds and for wheat, and a place for carrots and potatoes. Having a place to store garden tools near the garden will be nice too. Maybe in the future I can incorporate a way to generate and store bone meal in this shed.
With all the doors in place and the barrels installed on the inside, this shed was complete. It just needed a crafting table and he could move on to the next project. Joe was ready to build the mini sugarcane farm. He didn't need a lot of sugarcane since most of that was being farmed at the main base. This build was more about showcasing a simple, tiny redstone machine. He knew he wasn't going to be getting much sugarcane from it.
This thing isn't going to be that big, but I will start with removing some dirt to create the basement this small farm will need for the redstone components. Much like the chicken machine and the cow barn, I'm going to be using a dropper elevator to bring things to the surface after the sugarcane gets harvested.
Camp Little didn't have an immediate need for sugarcane, so building a farm this fall was going to be okay. It would just work while Joe's on the property and slowly generate some sugarcane for it if it's needed in the future. Mostly though, it was going to be decoration for Camp Little. Joe worked out the details of the build carefully. He wasn't trying to build it as fast as he could. He wanted to make sure it was perfect. As he worked, the clouds grew heavy and dark, and it began to rain.
I should try to get out of the rain. There are some things I need to get out of storage to continue this project anyway.
Joe ran back to the cabin to manage his inventory while staying dry. He knew the sun would be going down anyway, so he would be able to sleep and make the rain go away.
I might as well get everything I will need to continue the sugarcane farm in the morning. Some observers and sticky pistons, as well as comparators to activate the dropper elevator. This little storage has pretty much everything I need. I have to stop and chop down some trees from time to time, but there is plenty of iron and other materials. I brought a lot of things with me on this trip, like iron, redstone, and quartz, and many other things that I knew would be a little tougher to find than wood and stone.
Another day had gone by at Camp Little. The shed was completed, and the sugarcane farm had been started. Joe was very happy with the progress so far. He was grateful for the opportunity to share his world with you. If you're having fun watching him, please take the time to like the video. You can subscribe to the channel if you would like to see more content from Joe's world. Comment your suggestions for builds that can be done here at Camp Little, or themes for other camps in this world if you want to help give the channel a boost.
Good night, cows. Good night, chickens. Good night, dog. Good night, Camp Little.
Joe woke up the next day ready to tackle the rest of the sugarcane farm. He didn't waste any time getting started by placing the sticky pistons where they needed to go. He then placed a few observers this system was going to need to operate. The observer item elevator was really a useful thing here at Camp Little. It was being used in all the 3 redstone farms on the property. This particular application was definitely the smallest, but just as useful as the others.
Basically, when the sugarcane makes its way to the bottom droppers, comparators will put out a redstone signal that activates the piston and moves the observer into place, completing the circuit and triggering the items to move up the droppers. At the top of the dropper elevators will be some barrels for the items to get pumped into. Now all I have to do is build the part that will grow and automatically chop the sugarcane.
Joe continued building the farm, making a spot for the water that will allow the sugarcane to grow, and placing a few barrels to store it.
I just need to grab a couple buckets of water real quick,
Joe said as he ran off to the lake. Having an abundant water supply so close was one of Joe's favorite things about Camp Little. After placing the water, Joe covered it up with a couple cobblestone blocks. He then installed the pistons that would cut the sugarcane when it was ready. Back in the basement, Joe installed the hoppers that would deliver the sugarcane into the droppers. On top of those hoppers, he placed some rail and 2 hopper minecarts.
The hopper minecarts can pull items through a full block, so they have to be used here. It's the only way to collect the sugarcane without losing any at all. The chamber it will grow in is only big enough for just the sugarcane, so there aren't any ledges or places for it to get stuck.
And another day came to a close at Camp Little. Joe was making good progress on the builds he wanted to accomplish for the day. He was looking forward to having the sugarcane farm completed so he can test it out. Joe was ready to get right back to work.
Well, it figures.
Unfortunately, he remembered that the comparators were not installed, so he had to tear down what was already built to remedy the error. He got a little overzealous with his pickaxe and made a giant mess of things while attempting to fix the error he had made earlier.
Oops, oh no. Well, I better get that fixed.
Joe wasted no time repairing the parts of the sugarcane farm he had broken. He could see how close it was to being done and was getting excited.
There, that's better. Like it never happened. Alright, it works perfectly.
Joe was so happy that the collection system of the sugarcane farm was working according to plan. Now all he had to do was enclose the chamber the sugarcane was going to grow in. He started that by placing the cobblestone that will be the foundation. He then used light gray stained glass to make the enclosure.
Oh shoot, I need more supplies to finish this thing. Time to go raid the storage at the cabin again.
Joe got everything he thought he needed to complete the project. He would need some glowstone and some oak wood steps to cap off the roof and make the sugarcane farm look like a display case.
Might as well try to organize what I have in my inventory while I'm here. I have some things I can put back because I won't need them anymore, and I have some things that I need to grab to finish the job.
After Joe cleaned up his inventory, he made some oak steps to cap the sugarcane farm. Supplies in hand, he ran back to continue the project.
The sugarcane will all be put into the bottom barrels by the item elevator. The top barrels are to store sugarcane by me manually moving it from the bottom barrels. It will help with extra storage and keep a uniform look.
Now that it was time to plant the sugarcane, Joe had to go grab some that was planted on the lake.
Almost done. This is gonna look so cool. Glowstone on the top will light up the inside of the sugarcane farm so it looks like a nice display. I'm glad I'm doing this tiny build. Even though I'm not going to get a ton of sugarcane from it, this small farm is going to look amazing on Camp Little.
Joe places 2 cobblestone slabs on the back of the sugarcane farm just below the observers. Placing redstone here will trigger the pistons so the observers detect a change in the block in front of them.
When sugarcane grows, it gets chopped.
Now it was time to put the roof on this tiny farm. The sugarcane farm was by far one of Joe's favorite builds. So small and so simple, this was such a cool addition to Camp Little. After the roof was done, all he had to do was fill the dirt back in and admire his creation.
This is going to be great. It's going to look so good lit up at night too. I know it's hardly going to give me any sugarcane at all, but I love this thing.
Joe took a moment to really look at the sugarcane farm. Its simple elegance was a perfect fit for Camp Little.
I'm really super happy with the way this sugarcane micro machine looks. What do you guys think? You can let me know in the comments.
The new sugarcane farm and the small shed are 2 great additions to Camp Little. The shed is very practical, providing a place to store bone meal, tools, and seeds. The sugarcane farm is useful, but mostly it's just a great decoration. Joe was very happy with the way the property was coming together. He was looking forward to all the other improvements he had planned.
Okay, come on, buddy. Hey, where'd you go? Let's go. Come on. Hey, get back here. Okay, now sit right there. Okay, now scoot over there. A bit more. There you go. Good boy. Thanks for watching another one of my videos. I hope you had a good time with me while I worked on these two small builds here at Camp Little. I can already think of ways to improve all the buildings here, plus there are a few more projects I already have planned. I'm looking forward to seeing you again at the next one. I'm going to transform the small shed I built today into a small shed that produces its own bone meal. You're definitely going to want to tune in for that.
Joe finished the video just like he started it, by doing some chores around the camp. Cleaning the chicken machine by getting out any feathers or raw chicken will allow it to completely fill with eggs and be ready to replenish when he harvests the chickens. Feeding the cows will make sure he gets more cows, and he can place the tools and seeds into the new shed. He was thinking about all the builds he wanted to do at Camp Little while working. There was so much that could be packed into this little property, as long as the builds don't get too big. This concludes another episode of Camp Little. Thank you for supporting this channel by watching all the way to the end. It really means a lot to us. Tune in next time to see all the builds and adventures Joe is up to. If you would like to support us, just watch this video again and share it with your friends. Commenting on the video helps give it a boost as well. And of course, if you haven't yet, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. Until we meet again, goodbye.